here. My name is Mike Harada, and I would like to speak about things which are touching you and everyone. My presentation, when I was asked by the organizer to speak here, I was very happy because I will speak about my own work. The presentation is named Fashion is Not Waste, or Fashion in the Age of Industry 5.0. But before we start, let's have a question. Who we are? Generally, we are managers, we are models, we are designers, we are students, we are producers, we are fathers, mothers. But what we forgot with all these titles, that we are human beings. We are real. We are not like this guy. We are from blood. We have our hands, our minds, our hearts. If we know who we are, let's answer another question. Where we are? We are living in Roubaix. We are living in Paris. We are living in Pilsen, in other cities around the world. In other beautiful cities which we fill with waste. We are working in factories which generally produce much more waste than we do. We produce products which become obsolete even before they are sold. This is from an oldest Czech factory producing fashion buttons. We have found 10 million pieces. There are 3 full trucks of buttons which has been not sold. This is just a small example. We have in the factories, we are having the goods which are not being sold, storing in warehouses which are empty generally because there is a lot of air. Once fruit, we call it today bio-waste. Once clothes, we call it trash and throw it away. Then we go out of work, and we see this is one shift waste production. Carpet for car, 3 meters high, 5 meters in diameter. These pictures are taken in the factories where I work. Then we go out and we see red sky and we think, okay, where we are living. I can tell you. We should live on this planet. It's called Earth. This is the only place where we are able to live at the moment. When I was young in 1970s, this picture came through the Iron Curtain to Czech Republic. I'm from Czechoslovakia, currently Czech Republic. And this image stayed in my head. Unfortunately, a few years ago, I saw another image. This is the same planet, but the dots around, it's 170 million pieces of trash called space debris. If you ever ask you why we don't see aliens in here, will you land on a garbage bin? Maybe if you are a scavenger, and this is not a nice picture at all. Unfortunately, what we do, what our industries do, we dig inside the only place where we can live. And we dig so deep that there is crisis that we will not have any place to live on, to walk on. But we are here on a fashion conference. So, what is fashion? I was preparing, and of course I use internet as everybody does. So fashion is something what is popular, what is latest. Fashion has trends, has accessories, has everything. Fashion has trendsetters. We have heard about the trends in here. Who do agree that this is fashion? Raise your hands up. Okay, I am happy no hand is up. I expected a lot of hands, because it's about fashion. I think it's lies, sorry. It seems like recycling. Why it's lie? It's simple. Because fashion is everybody who is sitting here. Fashion is the work which you love. Fashion will be in your heart, it will be in your mind. Fashion will be your life, or it is your life. And if it's so, then tell me please, why why fashion is poison. Every single day, middle-sized factory produce more than 1.5 million liters of drinking water, make it into gift, into poison. Because in fashion industry, they are used more than 8,000 chemicals to poison the water. 250,000 liters is just for dyeing. If you put your hand in it, your skin will go out, because there are 3,000 dyes. So what we are talking about? Do we talk about a life of fashion, or do we talk about dyeing with fashion? This is just short list, and this is the image from a factory. I don't know who of you was in a factory, in a fashion factory, or in any other factory. I am almost every single day in one. And trust me, the waste volumes, you cannot even imagine what is there. So, what is fashion? What is fashion in Industry 5.0? In my eyes, design is not made for short joy. It's for a life cycle. This is a good sign of good fashion in Industry 5.0. Second one, it's produced with love. It maybe sounds strange, but it's make very big difference. And it is produced as a customized product, which was, we have tools, we can collect data, we can make customized products on demand, matching consumption with production. Currently, there is nothing like that. These are the volumes why so many are thrown away. Materials will be different. We have a nanomaterials, we have a big development, we have a lot of things. And function will grow, of course, that's great. Clothing will be reborn. It will be rewritten. I don't like Paris, okay, I like their Prague. It will be repurposed. And materials for production do not came from the digging out of the earth anymore. It will come from on the ground mines. This is something what exists, what is already here. And single use is sign of failure. Same for packaging. Challenge is not produced from new. Challenge is produced from something what is existing. And fashion is for all. And just now let me put you a few questions. This is just a short video that fashion does not mean only things to dress for the people. You can dress, for example, a palette, like here. But here the question. Do you know that 1812 there was the first global human counting on the earth? Do you know which number they came from? What was the number they counted in 1812 around the globe? How many people was living on the earth? Any idea? It was 1 billion. Do you know how many people are living here today on the earth? About 7.5 plus minus. Just now, very simple question. 1812. 2012, let's call it. What was in the middle? 1912. What do you think? How many people lived on the earth?
1.5.
He never saw my presentation before, but he is right. It was really 1.5. And just now, for your mind, 50% of the people increased in 100 years. 5 times so much people are living on the earth today in the next 100 years. In 2050 there should be 11 million people living on the earth. And just now remember the picture how we are digging the earth. That's fact. 9.5 million tons of clothing are scrapped every single year only in North US. 95 of that, 95% you can use use. This is not damaged clothing. These are real numbers, and we are speaking only about clothing. If I tell you how much food is being wasted, you will be very surprised. And I mentioned one of the points what should be Industry 5.0 able to, the rest of the world. You have seen that we have 7.6 billion people. 11 billion should be in a few years, so there is a lot of people to dress, but we don't have to keep with the dress for the people. You can dress houses. It's done for hundreds of years. This is Mongolian yurta. This is a Czech product generally. We produce in Czech Republic this style of houses. It's not a cottage, it's a really house. Or you can dress cars. This is a really car from 1970s for Czech Republic. Looks horrible, drives horrible, but it was real. Of course you can tell me that you don't want to live in such a yurt. Okay, then dress the real house. This is a real textile facade. It's a real. Or if we stay with a car, okay, if you like BMW, this is a first textile covered car. We are living on one planet, it's called Earth, and it really depends on everyone which way he will or she will dress. Whether we prefer the blue marble to be here again, and we can do it, still we can do it. Or whether in few years there will be no water, no resources, nothing. Means no humans. We can change it. I started to change the world 5 years ago by preventing waste happen. In factories, and the waste company told me you will never be able to do it. Today I am hated by the waste companies because I stopped over 300,000 tons of waste. Just teaching the companies and people to prevent waste happen. And I will give you a lesson out of this. Unfortunately, I have to take the microphone out, but I think you will hear me. I will show you how you can prevent waste happen. It's just 1 minute. But before I do that, do you know what is waste? How will you finish following sentence? I throw in the garbage what I do not use. Any other answer? Many answers say which I do not need. That's nice. It's generally one of the definitions of waste, but is it a real definition? Sorry, that's shit. This is not a definition. It's really not. But there is a second one, which is much more better. It says, waste is something what you put on a place dedicated to waste storage, or you hand it over to companies which can work with waste. Simple to say. Which means, if you put something in a garbage bin, it becomes waste. The law doesn't speak whether it's from iron, from gold, whether it's electronic, clothing, they don't care. This is the definition. And just now, based on this definition, I will show you how does it work. So, let's imagine we meet, okay? We meet for the first time. I am used to hand over my business card. You take it from me, everything is fine. Let's delete this image and we meet again for the first time. And as we come closer to each other, somebody moved in front of us very clean a new garbage bin, okay? I fall down, so as my business card. I don't have any second. I apologize to you, sorry. I have to take this one. I check it out, apologize again, hand it over to you, and at least in Czech Republic, if you take it from me, you have the right for the penalty worth 200,000 euro. There is nothing wrong with it. It's still the same business card. But unfortunately, it fell down on a place dedicated for waste storage. I have the right to take it out because of the protection of my business. But you probably do not have the stamp to manage the waste. So you cannot take it from me. You cannot work with waste. You don't have the right. How you prevent waste happen? So simple. Just cut in the middle the stream before a product become a waste. Just put it on your hand. It looks very simple. It is simple. At the same time, it's very, very, very complicated. Logistic point of view and so on. But this is for a long story. I'm educating this stuff. So, but this is the way how you prevent waste happen. And just now you can do with a business card what you want. You can use it as for a book. You can use it as information. Whatever. Just please strict your hand and stop waste happen. This is how we will keep the blue marble living, so as us living on the earth. Otherwise, it will not happen. Why is this here? This is generally working clothes. And it's from an army bunker shelter. This clothes was never worn before. Still, 3,000 should be thrown away because there was no war. I am using it for my work. I'm working, I'm spending more time in the factories in overalls than with a tie or whatever. This tie is made out of vinyl record, broken one, for example. That's all. So if you have a question, I will be happy to answer them. I'm not sitting there to ask myself, so it's your turn.
So,
yeah, I have a question. Don't you think it's very important that, I mean, for this to happen, because I completely agree with what you are saying, I think it sounds very sound, but for it to happen, do you think it's important that you put status on the waste products? I mean, that it's actually better to buy a used, for example. I know in Sweden, for example, as soon as you raise the status, that better to buy. I mean, it could be a design furniture or anything. If you raise the status of the object, then people are buying used stuff.
You are right. You are right. There are two things needed. First one, you just get. This is change of your mind. This presentation is so-called wake-up call. The second one, you have to put some value on it, especially for the factories. A factory will not do anything what will be against or what will reduce the cost. When I'm entering a factory, I'm asking just one simple question to CEO. Do you want to generate waste or profit? In 5 years, I haven't heard anybody who would like to generate waste. 1 month ago, after 5 years, it took us 5 years to calculate how much waste or what savings you can generate if you stop wasting. It's 475 trillion US dollars per year. It's 19 times so much as waste companies are generating a profit. After presenting this number on a LinkedIn, first who just wrote to me was Coca-Cola CEO. This is what they need to see. We are not trying to make them not profitable, not the people, not the companies. We are putting the sign. And with the change mind, it's a great way to change the business, to change the world, to change the life. And this is why I would be happy if everybody from you will not generate waste but profit, of course. Any other question? Yes.
So, don't you think that this is both culture and technology? There are both culture and technology limitations to create value from waste, and how far do you think we are, given the fact that a lot of companies, it's been like 5 years now, they have seen this value from waste, because the global warehouse for waste is becoming big enough not to, so that as Earth is becoming not really the most preferable place for human beings to live.
To be honest, why the Earth is becoming brown currently? It's because we trust waste companies, they will clean up. They will not. Their business is more waste, it's equal to more profit. So recycling, having more waste bins, it's equal to having more waste. It's its fact. But you are right, we have to combine human skills, we have to combine technology, we have to combine all what we have to prevent it happen. And this can be done through the technology, through the system how we apply it. So thank you once again. Have a nice day free of waste and wastage.
Sorry for saying the right number.
I expected you to do something like that.
The lunch break now?
Two more presentations.